I'm gonna go in and use my Saffron swipe card for the first time ever. Been hearing a lot online, people's swipe cards haven't been working in stores and with certain merchants. So we'll test that out today. First time I'm using the card. I only am getting the 1% cash back. I don't plan to use the card regularly unless I do maybe upgrade to a steel card or above with the swipe network itself. But we'll see. It's a 1% cash back. I originally did get the card so that I could get an extra free Spotify account and get 100% reimbursed on that. I also engage in swipe on-chain staking, which is 45% APY rewards, which is absolutely awesome. Really hard to turn that down. So let's just go into the store now and let's see if this card works. We're getting a whole heap of veggies to make a nice old wintry soup.
Please take your shopping and your receipt.
What is good, my crypto junkies? You are here chilling with real Satoshi Aoki on the channel where we always bring you the raw truth, the raw information behind crypto. I cover news and education on this channel, and I just want to say a massive thank you to my subscriber audience and friends and family that have supported me on the journey so far. We have cracked the milestone of 500 subscribers just last week, which I'm absolutely rapt about. And one thing that I'm just so pleased about is the simple fact that there has been such a great community response to these videos, and it's just really allowed me to really learn so much by sharing my experience with you, and it's made a lot of really great connections in the crypto space, and it just really does and has enhanced my love for crypto. In this video today, ladies and gentlemen, there is going to be a ton of value. I'm going to be sharing with you my honest and up-to-date opinion on the positives as well as the negatives for the Crypto.com community and the Swipe community. The Crypto.com business and the Swipe business. Why am I talking about these two? Well, it's because I do see them as competitors. I understand that a lot of you feel that Swipe is too much in the early stages and Crypto.com is far more established in the space. Of course, that's true. Crypto.com is more established, but they still are quite young and are in their early stages, and Swipe is just coming into true fruition as well. So I think in the coming year at least, there's going to be some great competition. Well, there already has been, but there's going to be some continued competition between these two companies. One thing I really want to point out, I am not just about Team Crypto.com, or I'm not just about Team Swipe. I'm all about sharing with you my honest reviews and opinions. These videos are not sponsored. Share with you those opinions, and then you can go make your own financial decisions. These videos are never financial advice. I should also say I'm not a financial advisor, but you can rest assured that everything that I bring to you on this channel is from raw experience that I have been through. I'm simply about finding the ways to make the most money online legally and share those experiences with you. And that might be other companies than just Crypto.com. I might be making some money from Swipe. I might also be making some money from Celsius, okay? So for those of you that, are caught up with just one company and just following down, we're not supporting football clubs here, all right? You are allowed to get involved with more than one cryptocurrency or more than one debit card. You are allowed to have two cards, believe it or not. So, if you're interested in hearing a little bit about that, make sure you do stay tuned all the way till the end of the video. Cheers, viewers. You can still enjoy this one. Use the bilateral. All right, so guys, I'm actually gonna consider possibly starting with the positives of the Crow token, all right? I wanna start with the positives because I know that a lot of you out there are viewers that are primarily in this space for crypto.com, so I don't want you to listen to all the pros and cons of SXP and then the negatives of Crow before I talk to you about the positives of crypto.com, the Crow token. So let's just get straight into the first one, and I'm just literally going to bang out all the positives in one short, simple clip. All right, I'm reading off the laptop screen, so do bear with me, okay? Remember, I'm a heavy crypto.com supporter, which I will say in the consecutive videos to come. Now, I want to say that, yeah, the app is confusing, all right, for the average user, but once you do get to use the app and you get to your bearings on the app and you navigate yourself around the exchange and the other apps that do come in the crypto.com environment, it's actually very user-friendly and the user experience is really good. Arguably, in my personal opinion, it's the best user experience for a crypto app. It's really good fiat on ramp. It's really easy to buy in, and for the most part, they just make things really, really simple and easy to understand once you do get your head around it, because there is a lot to understand. There could be some tutorials in there that would really help. The next point I do really want to talk about is the customer support. As of late, the customer support on the whole for crypto.com is generally really friendly and really, really helpful. Let me know if you've had a different kind of experience lately. The next point that I do want to talk about is the branding. This is absolutely massive. The crypto.com branding versus the swipe branding is just, in my opinion, so much better. I prefer the logo. I prefer that sort of dark blue color scheme. And guys, SEO, come on. Crypto.com, what a name, Crypto.com. We are in the crypto and Bitcoin blockchain space, like crypto. Like, why is that important? Because the average individual is going to relate to the term crypto, relate to the term crypto.com, and people are going to be searching for crypto. What is crypto? What is cryptocurrency? Is cryptocurrency trustworthy? Which crypto debit card is the best? It's really smart if you think about it, all right? What's going to come up in the search engine? Crypto.com. What a surprise. It's really, really smart, okay? I do love that, I got to be honest, okay? What else we got here? Crypto.com are planning to get involved further into DeFi by offering lending and borrowing services soon. So Crypto.com are going to be offering credit services soon in 2021, and they are going to be offering lending services in the form of credit services where you can basically use your crypto as collateral. And this is really great because it's going to give a lot of us here another opportunity, if we want to stake our crypto and lend it out to people that do want to borrow it, another opportunity to earn passive income on Crypto.com. Hopefully the rates are okay, and hopefully the rates are quite competitive, but on the whole, as Chris Marzlik did say in the AMA, this is a massive, massive piece of bullish news going into 2021, with the DeFi space itself being so popular and growing so fast. And because Crypto.com is already quite established as a business, even though it is quite early on, it's going to be a lot easier for them just to have like this nice little arm of DeFi, which they have just created. All right, I myself as well am involved in DeFi Swap. I'm staking Ethereum, a uni pair, and an Ethereum and a link pair, non-custodial. All right, I know it's not super decentralized, but non-custodial through MetaMask, and I'm seeing some great rewards there as well. The next point that I do want to talk about is that there has been some mention of governance, all right, in the recent AMA as well. So governance, for those of you that don't really understand, is basically giving their community the opportunity to basically have some input in some changes that may or may not happen in the crypto.com community. So governance will come with the launch of their mainnet. So they are in testnet phase at the moment. So the mainnet, so basically their own crypto chain, all right, which I might talk about in another video. They're going to have their own blockchain, which is basically going to mean more security, faster transactions, hopefully a lot cheaper, and just generally a lot better. It's going to be kind of like an upgraded tech, an upgraded blockchain, and it's going to mean quite bullish things for crypto.com as well. What else do we have here? We talked about the mainnet. Oh, and of course the roadmap is really clear, you guys, all right? Chris Marzlik did, whilst the AMA was super boring, and I did kind of dissect and break it down the other night, make sure you have a look through my past videos, like the second or last one, I did kind of dissect the AMA, which is basically talking about the future of crypto.com. Their roadmap's clear, all right? They're talking about where they're going in 2021. They want to do like a 3x on their user base, taking their user base, I think, next year to 15 million. Big target. Is it achievable? Right, yeah, I think it is. Why? Because their marketing is amazing, and also we are on the precipice of a BTC bull run. So I think that target is very achievable. Alrighty, so we're going to start with the negatives of Swipe. SXP. What are the negatives? The first real negative I see with SXP is the app itself. It just feels a little Chinese, a little bit cheap. When I say it feels a little bit Chinese, I am part Chinese, so it can't be a racist thing, but I mean that in the most non-racist way possible. It just feels a little, compared to crypto.com, it just feels like there hasn't been a lot of money invested in it. And the app itself, in comparison to the crypto.com app, is a little bit slow. It's a bit clunky, right? You got coins that are left pending in there after a transaction, like 2 days later, which I have actually noticed on my first 2 proper transactions that I've used on the swipe card. So overall, the app itself is not quite as good as crypto.com at its current day. So hopefully Binance will pump some money into that bad boy and get that app functioning a little bit more nicely for its users. I do think that is massive. The relationship between Binance and Swipe, whilst being an overall good and bullish thing for the long term, I think initially for the average investor, or maybe even just general population thinking about adopting the service or the cards that they do offer, it can be a little bit confusing and a little bit tricky. It's like there's 2 cards swipe, there's going to be a Binance card, this is released in this country, that's released in that company. It is a little bit confusing, and let's be honest, that can not always be the best thing. The discontinued use of the Sky card for a period of time on the Swipe network did leave people a little bit dazed and confused, and I know they've kind of returned to now having the Sky card again, as well as the Steel card and the other cards. However, these quick changes, moving forwards and backwards, kind of similar to what Crypto.com have done recently, people don't like that level of change. Now, this next topic is one that I want you to comment on. Please do let me know. Let me know in the comment section below if you're one of these people that is involved in the Swipe community in any way and you have not received the rewards that you were supposed to receive or that you were promised. Mainly what I'm hearing is that people are not getting their cashback rewards or any particular rewards to do with staking a swipe card, all right, to do with staking a swipe card. I've been hearing it all over Reddit, a little bit on Twitter as well. People are unhappy. I personally haven't really been using my free card enough to probably experience this to give my fair opinion. But for those of you out there that have got maybe a Sky card or a Steel card or above, let me know what your experience has been like. I want to hear some feedback. Let me know in the comments. The first positive that I want to mention about Swipe is that it was officially acquired by Binance with over a 20 million customer user base compared to a 5 million customer user base from Crypto.com. All right, this is a massive difference, and it's really important to understand that the simple Binance from backing is a really bullish sign for the SXP token and Swipe. 2 positives in one here. So I used my SXP swipe card to pay for goods, and I used Venus, all right? So I staked SXP on Binance Exchange for Venus. I then sent that Venus to my Swipe Saffron card to pay for some vegetables at Lidl. I tell you what, I must have been the first person ever to do that, all right? Using a crypto debit card in a place like Lidl, let alone a swipe card, let alone paying for those groceries with Venus is pretty cool. So that leads me on to say that it's just fantastic that you can actually choose which cryptocurrency you want to use to pay for stuff with that swipe card. For those of you that don't know, that is what makes the Swipe infrastructure different, okay? That's its USP. It doesn't have a standalone card wallet itself for the card. You simply just have to choose what cryptocurrency you want to use, and the Swipe technology processes and does all the calculations to allow you to make that payment and transaction. And over time, I'm sure the fees will be getting lower and lower as the SXP token ages and as they improve or increase their incremental burns. On top of that as well, you do get paid back in Bitcoin, okay? You're not getting paid back in SXP, or you're not getting your rewards back in Crow token like you would on the Crypto.com platform. So I know it's only a little thing, right? Using the Crypto.com service, you get paid back in Crow. That's fine. You can just exchange it into BTC, but you need to have a minimum amount. And if you don't have the minimum amount in time and the price goes down, and it actually just saves a lot of hassle if you could just get paid back. And let's face it, you'd rather get paid back in Bitcoin than Crow, okay? Let's be honest, all right? At least I know I would anyway. And the simple fact that I can pay with the currency of my choice and then get cashback rewards in Bitcoin, it just feels seamless and feels easier. And if it's a card that I'm gonna be using regularly every day, all that time that I saved by just having to pay with the currency I choose and getting that cashback in Bitcoin is gonna save me a lot of time in the long term. So I think that is a massive positive one for Swipe. The next point is comparing the 2 king cards. We've got the Obsidian Black for Crypto.com. We've got the Slate for Swipe. Which one's better in my opinion? I've got to say, as it stands, I think the Slate is going to be better, and that's the one I'm personally going to be looking working towards, okay? Why, I hear you ask? 45% on-chain staking rate at the moment, all right? So if I'm staking around 30 grand, mind you, all right, it's around maybe 35,000 US dollars roughly, all right? Maybe slightly more at the making of this video, because that's of course dependent on the price of SXP being around $1.10 US cent at the moment. It's around a 35,000 US dollar investment to get that top tier card. We've got the 8% cash back, and the best thing about it is the on-chain staking rates, all right? The on-chain staking rates are fantastic. So what Swipe have done essentially is, if you're investing in a Steel card, if you're investing in a Sky card, they're not giving you any earn interest or cashback interest for staking that SXP. No. They're saving that for their big dog investors who invest in the Slate, but their big dog investors investing in the Slate are going to get better rewards. Personally, I think this is something or a business model that crypto.com should think about. So if we compare that now to the Obsidian Black card, soon at the end of the month, right, it's going to be over 100,000 US dollars. You're still getting 8% cash back, all right, for the Obsidian Black card. And as it stands, even with Crypto.com private, you're only getting 12% cash back. Sorry, 8% cash back, 12% interest per annum, compared to a 45% interest per annum on an SXP token, when SXP token is in finite supply. CRO token is 100 billion, all right? So it's not the fact that I'm so worried about investing or people potentially having to invest a large sum of money for this Obsidian Black, but what I'm saying is, even for Jade Green, even for Ruby Red, right, these card tiers don't give these people any interest, all right? Save the interest for people who have an Icy White, Frosted Rose Gold, who have invested, well over 10,000 US dollars, and in excess of 100,000 US dollars for people that have invested for an Obsidian Black. They should be getting good interest rates. Why? Because they're your bigger investors, and you should be looking after those people. Don't give your smaller investors, and I'm in that category too, right? I would honestly happily have them take away my Jade Green stake, right, as in take in the interest that I could get for my Jade Green stake, if it meant that when I was going for an Obsidian Black or an icy white or a Frosted Rose Gold, I could get that interest. Because what would that do for me personally? That would say, damn, that would put the fire up my butt, and I wouldn't be able to afford the Obsidian, but I would be breaking my back to try and get that Icy White, okay? I really would, and I think a lot of other people do agree with me. Let me know what you think about that point specifically, because I do think it's a pretty interesting talking point, and as it stands at the moment, I have to say that the Slate card wins. If you don't think the Slate card wins, and you do think the Obsidian wins, fine. Don't just dislike the video, tell me why. Is there something I'm missing? I really want to create a discussion around this point specifically. Next positive in line for Swipe Network is that it's an incremental token burn. They do burns on their tokens, and they are following the same business model as Binance. Think about the health of the Binance token, the BNB token. It's arguably been one of the best performing altcoins of all time, and I am continuing to hold a big bag. I do believe SXP, whilst it's in its early stages and people are really hating on the token, I don't know if you remember back when Binance token had its ICO, people were also hesitant and hating on it, right? I know it's got a different use case, but the fact that they're following in the footsteps of the BNB token, they've got that incremental burn, they're limiting that supply, increasing that demand with good staking rewards and benefits. It's gonna jack the price up, in my opinion. Again, let me know your comments on that one as well. It's also a fairly low market cap coin. It's floating around the top 100, which means that there is a lot of room for growth. On top of that, they have really great customer service in my experience, okay? In my experience, with some minor issues that I have had, I've been able to get through to the Zen desk of Swipe. Usually they get back to me within 2 or 3 minutes. I've never had a bad experience when it comes to customer service on that front. On top of my free Saffron card arriving within 2 weeks, that was absolutely fantastic. It also comes with a fully reimbursed Spotify. FYI, I haven't actually put that into place yet because I haven't had a chance. But again, the reason why, or the primary reason why I got the swipe card, two reasons I got the Saffron card is just to try it out, get involved in the ecosystem, and also give the free Spotify to my old man, my father down there in Oz, who doesn't want to listen to ads when he listens to Spotify. All right, so that's a really, really great thing to consider as well. Now, for those of you out there that don't know, when the Binance cards are in full action, 1% of all fees or user fees on that Binance card when it's used in a shop or online or transaction anywhere around the world, 1% of the fees will be paid to Swipe directly from Binance in the form of SXP token, and a percentage of those SXP that are sent back will be then burned again from Swipe. Very, very bullish. Another point which I really, really like, one of my favorite ones, is that Swipe network offers governance. So people that are holding a lot of Swipe or the minimum required amount of Swipe have the rights to vote for new things that will happen on the Swipe network, okay? So these could be things from lower transaction rates or an opportunity to upgrade the main net. Lots of different reasons why it's important to potentially have governance. Different ideas on cards or rewards, or just any suggestion basically can be put forward from the community if you have enough stake in SXP to really just make it more of a democracy, all right? I've got to be honest, Crypto.com at the moment, it feels like a dictatorship, all right? It's not democratic, all right? The community doesn't get a chance to have input, all right? It's Crypto.com's way and that's it, all right? And I just don't know if that's the best approach, all right? Swipe from the get-go understands this. They've got governance in place on the Swipe network, and it's actually been put into action. And from what I've seen, it's been really, really good, and it just gives a little bit more decentralization back to its network, and also a little bit more power and say back to the people in the community, which is massive. The very last positive point that I do want to mention about Swipe is that it is only still available in the US, the UK, and the EU. Come on, guys, it's got heaps of countries that it's got to roll out to. Crypto.com are more evenly spread around the world, so to make a bearish prediction on Swipe at this time, I think is a little bit unreasonable. Take the good with the bad and analyze all the points individually, all right? Let's move on to Crypto.com. Old faithful. Alrighty, who else is depressed at Sunday? Let's start with the negatives of Crypto.com. Whew, dear, where do I start? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go on about this for ages, but obviously the recent activity with Crypto.com has annoyed me and many other people. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I am okay with the changes that Crypto.com have made. I am okay with it. I do believe that it is bullish for the long-term price of Crow. And not just that, but the longevity of the company itself, Crypto.com. I am in full agreement with the changes that have been made. What I don't agree with is the way and the logistics of how the PR, public relations, was handled. It could have been done differently to avoid so much pain. It could have been done differently so that so many people would not have sold their positions and left the Crypto.com ecosystem. Selling your Crow is one thing, all right? But then leaving the Crypto.com community completely is another thing. But you know what the worst part is? It's not selling your Crow, it's not leaving the community, it's giving that community or that business a bad reputation, all right? You gotta understand. Get outside of your own heads, all right? Because I know there's a lot of you, I'm talking to you right there. You, the person that can't get outside of your own head. You're gonna comment on this video saying, oh, if you don't like what Crypto.com did, this is crypto, get out of the space. Oh, it's bullish for the long term. Everyone else is an idiot. You need to understand one thing. Not just Crypto.com, but for crypto and Bitcoin to continue succeeding, for mainstream adoption to fully be utilized, and for Crypto.com to be one of the biggest companies, all right, or continue to reach that position, which I do want it to reach. And I do think it definitely has the potential to do that. For Crypto.com to really reach the top, they need to look after the average, naive, foolish customer that gets hurt with change, that doesn't understand business, that doesn't understand short-term decisions, you know, that they don't appreciate. They don't understand that these short-term decisions are for the long term. And the basic fact of the matter is, these decisions could have been communicated better, they could have been done on a better time frame, and there could have just been a bit more transparency overall. And of course, you're never going to please anyone. You still would have gotten people that would have left. However, I do honestly believe that the people that would have left, the numbers would have been far, far less, and it just would have meant a better feel for the community of crypto.com and a lot less negative energy for crypto.com. I am a crypto.com supporter. I want the best for crypto.com. The way that this situation was handled was not good, so hopefully they do just learn from it. The second minor point is the customer service, but I gotta be honest, the customer service of crypto.com started great, was very poor through Rona. All right, very, very poor. As of recently, it has gotten a lot better. I wouldn't really have thought of this point until I started using my Saffron card just to test it out, but the fact that we get paid our rewards in Crow, I get that it's good for the business and it gets people holding Crow and all of that, but I just think there should at least be an option. Give us an option to get paid back in Bitcoin or Crow. There's probably going to be a lot of people that just decide to get paid back in Crow. But for the people that do want to get paid back in Bitcoin, let them get paid back in Bitcoin. Seriously, what do you think? There are so many services on the crypto.com app. You've got the DeFi section, you've got the earn section, you've got the pay section, you've got fiat wallet, you've got the card wallet, you've got the crypto wallet, you've got the interest earned, you've got, it's so confusing. It's so confusing. There's so much. It's fine if you're already into crypto and you get crypto and you're relatively tech savvy, you're gonna pick it up. But I can tell you right now, I have recommended the Ruby Red card to at least 20 people, and they have all been on my case. Earl, how do you do this? Earl, how do you do that? Earl, where do I do this? Earl, can you explain this? There needs to be some tutorials or something. They need to give a little bit more transparency and explanation on how to use these different bits of the app. I think it's fine that the app does a lot of things. I actually think it's great. It works for me, okay? But that's me. I am, and maybe you as well watching, but you and me are not the average person. We need to appeal, or crypto.com needs to appeal to the average person, assuming they are not tech savvy. They don't know about all this random stuff. They don't even know what fiat is. They don't know what fiat wallet is, right? Transferring money there and, hang on, wait, that's a fiat wallet there, but I can't top up the card and, all this kind of stuff. And and one really annoying thing, why can't you just put in the amount in dollar value of BTC that you want? You know how there's that annoying thing where when you're buying Bitcoin or selling Bitcoin, you have to put in the BTC amount and then match it up with the US dollar or Great British Pound amount. Yeah, if you know, you know, all right? And you have to be honest, that is so annoying. I mean, just sort that out. Fix it up. Again, I don't personally mind doing it, okay? But when I've got my mum calling me up saying, Earl, why can't I change the US dollar amount? Hang on, wasting time trying to, get the right amount of Bitcoin. It's just long, all right? It's long. It's okay for you and me who are in the crypto space, but it's not okay for the average user trying to come on to get used to the app, all right? The app is sticky, which is good, but they just need to be aware of these things and not allow themselves to get too ahead when it comes to this stuff for the average user, which is who they are trying to attract. And then this next 15 million users to get us to 20 million in 2021. This is something that Binance are doing really, really well, I personally believe. When they do have the Binance card, they're basically saying it doesn't matter where you hold our BNB native token on the exchange. It doesn't matter whether it's in a stake or whether it's in the spot wallet or wherever it is, even if it's in the futures section, all right? If you're risking it there, all your BNB period on the exchange is added together and makes up the amount which determines the tier level of the Binance card you can get, all right? Crypto.com have not done this yet. I hope it's around the corner, but come on, let's be honest. Let's take me, for example. I've got a big amount of CRO on the exchange. I've got an amount staked for the J Green card. I was considering maybe getting the IC White now that they've increased the rates, or they will be increasing the rates, the card tier stake for all the cards at the end of October. But I can't. I don't have enough cash just to fork out on top of my exchange stake. So why? I mean, I'm telling you this right now, and let me know if you think I'm wrong, but how many people do you reckon would upgrade their card if they could just use their exchange stake? All right, take the 20% off, allow them to put their exchange stake together with their existing card stake, All right, and they can get 12% on that if they're going for an IC wide or above. All right, makes sense? I did mention this point before, but the Obsidian Black is simply not a choice versus the Slate card at the moment for the reasons I explained before, so they need to really sort this out. The last negative, well, it can be seen as a negative or a positive. It can actually be seen as both, to be completely honest. This one's kind of like on the fence, but let's just see it as a transition one before we get into the positives of crypto.com. The simple fact that, well, there's no Apple Pay, all right? There's no Apple Pay, there's no Google Pay, and yeah, it just kind of sucks. Like, why wouldn't you have Apple Pay or Google Pay? I will tell you exactly why I think they've waited so long. I think it's because they want people pulling out that physical crypto.com card for marketing purposes. Why else would it be? All right, folks, if you've stayed on and watched all the way to the end of the video, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you. What do you think of the video, all right? Let's create some talking points. I know there's a lot to discuss in this video, but really, what I really want to get out of this video is just to make you understand that I try and see the good and the bad in all altcoins that I'm assessing, all crypto debit card companies that I'm assessing in Bitcoin itself, all right? I try and report on the good and the bad. And why? Just because I want to create a bit of discussion, because I feel like I can add some value to your crypto journey, and I feel like that you're adding a tremendous amount of value back to my own crypto journey as well. So at the end of the day, just remember, we're all in it together as a team, and I'm not having a go at any particular token or person or anything like that. I do get emotional sometimes, yes, because I do love crypto. I'm so brutally honest and passionate about the topic, but at the end of the day, I do always try and just take a deep breath and step back and take more of a real subjective view on the whole crypto space as a whole, and I do encourage you to do that as well. Let me know if you found this video useful by liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here and you think I might just be a cool guy, and again, I encourage you to ask questions wherever you are watching in the world. You have a lovely morning, lunch, or evening, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, viewers.